What do I think a man is? The first two qualities I think about when I think about a man is obviously protecting and providing. I'm gonna go into deeper qualities, but I feel like these two sum up what a man is quite well. And I'm gonna start with the protecting. The protecting is not just people. It could be, people. It could be like your wife, your children, your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, your property. It could be a lot of things. But obviously, when you think about protecting, you definitely think about who you love, who's closest to you, who's in your household. Like your kids first of all, and then your significant other. Which is, it's obvious as a man you protect them, but to me that's just a really good quality for a man. And then also protecting your beliefs and your ideas. I believe a good man, he stands up for what he believes in and what he thinks is right and wrong. And, he needs to protect what he thinks and kind of practice what you preach in a way. And providing, obviously that's what men do everywhere, all around the world. That's something men all do, kind of not even thinking about it. They provide food for others, farmers. And, that we provide materials, we're going to caves, going for coal and, resources. And we provide, even safety. That also goes in protection, but, we provide, safety, food, resources, even air conditioning, heating. We build buildings. As men, we do a lot. It's kind of crazy, It's like a endless list of what men do. Not to say women do nothing. I'm just saying as a man, just thinking specifically about men, we do a lot. And I don't know, I guess it makes me proud to be a man. I definitely am glad I'm a man. Nothing against women. I just, I'm not a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. But to be a man, it feels nice. It feels comfortable. I'm proud to be one. I'm grateful and thankful. I know it's kind of cheesy, but it's true. Ever since I was young, I remember thinking I'm glad I'm a boy. I don't know, I feel like it was, I don't know. I can't really compare the two, but I feel like it was easier. Life was a little easier just being a boy. You can't really compare a woman and a man together, A woman and a man can never really, you can never really, know what each go through. And it's not measurable. It's just not who's happy at the end of the day and, who's more successful and who gets more done, who helps the planet more. It's just immeasurable. So something you could just see. I guess you could, look at statistics and do a study, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of bullshit. Men and women are good at different things, and, men are good at some, these things, and women are good at these things. And not to say that we can't do, a man could definitely do what a woman does, and a woman could definitely do what a man does, but we definitely do, things better to one another. Women, they're really good at taking care of children. It's just obvious. A lot of women work in daycares, work in schools. When a couple has a baby, the baby stays with the woman usually. And it's fine. Women are just naturally, caretaking of children. And men, men could also do that too. Not to say they can't, but it's just like a woman kind of dominated like thing in life. Like they just have that great trait about them. And I like that about women too. They're comforting. Not to say that men aren't, but I feel like women kind of take that. They kind of comfort more. I feel a little bit safer around a woman. If I would, I'd rather be in a room with a random woman than in a room with a random man. I don't know what that man's capable of. Some men are dangerous. And that's not a bad thing, totally. I feel like every man should be capable of doing something, dangerous, but, a man who's not dangerous isn't a good man, isn't a safe man. I feel like a man who could, go about bringing change and go about bringing, just, I feel like a man who's not capable of change and doing something to his will isn't a great man. And it's harder talking about being a man because I'm truly not a man, even my own self-image. Like, I will protect people I love and care about, and I will protect my ideals and my beliefs, but I do not provide. But I also don't have children of my own. I don't have a woman of my own. But if I did, I know I would provide for them. It's just like of course, like not even a thought about it, or to even think about it. As soon as it happened, it's like almost like coding, I would guess. Like it would just happen. But kids are, couldn't even imagine that, just seeing kids grow up. Just my nephews and nieces and little younger cousins I have, It's good just to spectate. Like, it's good to see it. See the benefits and disadvantages of it all. Just to see how it works, You don't really interact with it too much, just being around, my brothers and sisters and, their kids, my nephews and nieces. It's just nice to see, like, how it works. If I ever wanted to have children of my own, I could, I already have, like, kind of the ideas of how it's gonna go, or how, I could always turn to them for advice. With kids, man, especially living with my brother and his 1-year-old, you see it a lot. I see the ups and downs. I see his great days, he's smiling, having a good time. We're going to the park, watching TV and just having fun with eating dinner. And then, there's also the downs where, he's sick and he's screaming. He can't go to sleep. He's up all night, fussy. And, just gotta, if I ever wanted kids, I gotta, like, think about that and think about how it's gonna be and, gives me a real perspective of, like, how my kids would be. Every kid's different. But, it kind of gives me that some of idea of, like, what I would be getting into. And it's a big responsibility. Like, I don't know, it's just crazy to think about, like, you're in charge of this kid's life. Like, what this kid does, says, wears, looks like, how they live and breathe, and what they learn is, all from you. Not all of it, but, a good majority of it's, like, that's you. Like, this kid is, like, based kind of off you. Like, you're his, like, foundation of life. And that's crazy to think about. Depending on if your partner's there or not, and there's definitely always outside sources. But you're at least half of that foundation that kid, grows up on. That's tough, man. I'm not even a parent, but I could tell you it's tough. I don't know. I feel like once you're in it, you don't really think about it, but, seeing my nephews and nieces, I think about it all the time, like, parenthood, like, how it would be and how they do it. Because I don't know how they do it. Managing work, their own life, and then, what the kid's doing, if the kid's okay, if they're fed, if they're taken care of financially. Then once they get older, you have to take care of them even mentally, and you have your own mental state, and it's just hard to think about, all of that. 18 years, it's definitely longer. They're always your kid, but those 18 years are like real big. But even before you get to those 18 years, like the first, I feel like 5, a kid takes a minute just for them to like be able to feed themselves and get their own drink and clothe themselves. It takes a while just for that. But I guess you could break it into sections. But parenting, something I won't be doing for at least 5 years. I hope not. Hope I can wait that long, It's just crazy to think about. I've always thought, I don't want kids, but, I don't know. I really don't know. Especially, like, before you even think about the kids, you gotta think about who you're having kids with. Sometimes that's fucking, sometimes just an accident. It's like, oh, we were just fooling around, you were just my girlfriend, and now, like, we have a kid together. And it could be like that, man, if you don't, take some protection into it. I know I certainly have not a lot of the time, and that's not good, but, I've got lucky, I guess. But, yeah, man, it's serious. You could just have a kid with anybody you just, casually hook up with. But, you kind of have to think about this stuff, you gotta think about the risk involved. Sometimes you just think about the reward, you can't think about the reward all the time. You gotta think about your consequences in life. Consequences are a big thing in life. All your actions have consequences. And there's advantages, disadvantages to it. You just gotta think about it. You gotta think about what benefits you in life. That's hard. Can't think about every action, but, you should think about most if you can. Try to keep up. But life's crazy. This was a good first episode, but thanks for listening.